a great day today. We have everything we wanted. We're getting ready. We're getting someone in here. We have more than one person. We have multiple people. And we have a stacked Primetime slate today. Multiple big games today we're beginning off with Wolves, Guardians. Wolves and Guardians, two of the top teams in the league. And they're looking to really prove themselves. Guardians are looking to stay the top dog in the league. Meanwhile, the Wolves, they've lost a few games in a row, but they've won 2 in a row ever since. We saw them in Primetime just a few days ago. They absolutely whooped up on their last opponent, and here they are. They're playing the number 1 team in the league, and now we have Monarchs. The Monarchs, they're playing the Hedgehogs, 2 of the greats as well. Best offense clashing together with a consistent squad of great offense and defense. That could be a really high-scoring game. And also, you can't forget about the Seekers. The Seekers, number 1 defense in the league, but their offense has really held them back recently. They have one of the best defenses, number 1 defense, and then you have the 3rd worst offense, and that's what's held them back. And then you have the Bombers. Bombers, they're underrated. That's all I'm gonna say. The Bombers are not getting the respect they deserve, and they've won their last They've won their last 3 of 4 now, and they're now only 2 games below 500. You have to be excited tonight because we have some fantastic games. You don't want to miss out on them. You have just 7 more minutes. And here we are. The Guardians. We heard about them this morning in the press conference. They were talking about how they're the best team in the league, but they're going to have to back it up right now. When they're playing the Wolves that still have something to play for. They all have something to play for in this. We were only like a good 1/5 of the way of the season still. And we have many more months to play. So we're going to have to begin breaking down the first game. Like Wolves, Guardians. What both teams excel at. I think the Wolves, they excel really at defense. They do a great job defensively. They've been staying up there at the top for defense. And meanwhile, the Guardians, they just do everything right. They don't excel at everything, but they're just good enough to where they just win games. They only have a +9 differential, so they're not really winning by much, but they're able to just win. And then sometimes that's all that really matters. It's a tough league, really even matched, high talent across the board, and sometimes that's all you have to do is win. And the Guardians, they shine at defense though. They average 4 goals per game, 2nd in the league, and we're just excited about it. So, what are your thoughts about this game?
I think it'd be a good game. We have some of the best slate of games we've had in a long time. But I think if you really want to dive deeper into the games, there are some games they might seem close, but actually aren't. Like the Wolves and Guardians, the Wolves are slipping a bit. I don't think the Wolves. They are still one of the better teams in the league, but I just don't see how they can pull it off against this Guardians team, who's been very hot as of late and maybe the best team we've ever seen. I just don't think the Wolves are playing up to their potential right now, and I don't think tonight is going to be one of those games.
I mean, that's pretty true. I think the last 3 games for the Guardians have been decided by 1 goal. Their last multi-goal win was against the Skyhawks a week ago now, when they won 4-1. And they're a tough team.
You will, by the way, see the Skyhawks tomorrow at 7 p.m. taking on the Express. One of the better games
I
you'll see
heard that game
tomorrow.
is gonna be streamed on the RLAIS channel. I don't know.
There's gonna be an attempt. It depends on if we can find a host for the game, but there is talk of that being the first game streamed on RLAIS.
Okay, we're just 3 minutes away now. Let's drop our score predictions, and we're gonna get right into the action. Who is gonna win? Honestly, I know the Guardians are the best team right now, but I think Wolves, they're hungry right now. They're usually getting up. That's what they do, and they're gonna win in a convincing. They're gonna get a convincing win, 4-2.
I got the Guardians over the Wolves by a score of 6-3. I think the Wolves are gonna score a couple late, bring that closer, but I got the Guardians 6-3.
Okay. We're just a few minutes before now. The teams are running out as we speak. The national anthems will be going, and we'll be back in a minute. But first of all, we're gonna have to talk about the official RLAS sponsor, which is Z Fuel. And they're the official energy drink / sports drink of RLAIS. And take a look at the fan pick actually for Wolves Guardians. Wolves are actually slight favorites going into the game. How do you feel about that?
I could see it. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't have them winning this game, but it is one of those teams where you saw earlier in the year, they were off to a really hot start. I think there's going to be a time when they bounce back, and I think that is a justified fan pick.
Yeah, I see it. But now, here we are. The national anthem just played, and we're ready for action here in Forbidden Temple.
If you want to look at the predicted game, the predicted score that was projected before the season started, we had the Guardians over the Wolves 5-1.
5-1. Ooh. We'll see if that really happens. Take a look at the starting lineups for Wolves Guardians. Goose, Myrtle, and Squall for the Wolves. Squall has something to prove today. Meanwhile, the Guardians have Khan, Tusk, and Caveman. And here we go. Beginning tonight's action of 3 high-tier games. Octane action is something you're always going to see tonight. Away by Tusk. Ooh, Squall. Oh, Khan, I mean. And Khan. Nice shot there. No one was even close to net. Goose tried to get there, but it was just too late. Already 1-0 game. Wolves right now they have one of the best defenses. They're gonna have to prove it when they're playing one of the best offenses in the league. Well, what we've seen really is the best offenses are really known to succeed in this league. Defense is good to have, but it's not necessary. Ooh,
That's
Myrtle.
a mistake by Tusk.
Nice. Tusk. Whoa. What a save by Tusk. Here it's Caveman. Oh, Wall just got destroyed there. We're not going to show a replay of that. That's a gruesome image.
It's a tough sight to see. Good to see him back on the field already.
Yeah, we'll see probably some downgrading play from him. So, Swell trying to keep the possession alive. Only one goal has been scored 2 minutes into the game. Wolves defense have settled in. And Tusk, just a little bit off. That's a great center. Ooh, I think that was Khan flying in, but couldn't really do anything. Oh, Squall!
Whoa.
Nice goal. Just break this down. Caveman was forced to leave net. Squall just had an easy shot. It's a 1-1 game. What a great play by the Wolves there. And here we are. It's been a really defensive game so far. And Goose!
Right as you say that, a big goal. Look at that pass from Myrtle. He gets it by the defender, leaves it wide open for Goose. Goose just did all the finishing touches on that one. What a play all around by the Wolves.
And sometimes, even when your offense is not that good, and only sitting at 10th in the league, it still can put up some good numbers. And they can make it. Tusk gets it away. Really, the Guardians lineup really is more suited for a defensive game. Two bigger cars are just known for better defense than offense, really. Khan is the only good, really offensive player we've seen. Ooh,
that's going towards the goal.
Nice play by Tusk.
Tusk and Caveman combined for the team clear. That's not one you see too often.
Here we go. Guardians are looking to tie the game up here. Nice center. And that's an own goal, Myrtle. Tusk with credit. And these teams, for whatever reason, they break down whenever in a good center because that Myrtle, his own goal there. That is not acceptable to do in such a high stakes game.
From all the games that we've studied, it's been one of the best plays is that high center.
Goose! Goose again! Goose, clutch on defense and Squall! Can they break the unrelenting offensive attack? Goose again! This Wolves defense is going wild right now. Many saves, all back to back, phenomenal defense, and that's why you have the best defense in the league. Squall,
the high center,
Goose, 3-2 with a minute to go. Wolves lead.
The high center works again. Just throw it kind of high into the air and have it fall right down from above the net. It seems to go in most of the time.
Oh, Tusk! 2 goals on the day, putting the team on his back. And it's a 3-3 game just like that. When you have it, sometimes the Guardians, their offense is so good, eventually they're going to have to penetrate through the defense eventually. But Tusk, putting up a show today.
The center.
That could have been an
Khan
own goal.
might have just saved Khan might have just saved a goal from
Goose! Goose, by far, is the player of the game so far. Underrated player, and he's going off today. High center.
Could this be it?
Knocked away. This might be going to overtime. Overtime we go.
What better game in the best slate we've ever seen, go to overtime. This is very fitting.
Ooh. Squall, okay. Myrtle. Can they already win it here? Caveman, nice defensive play.
Those bigger cars showing up real well. Play by Goose.
Ooh, nice center, no one was there. Goose is staying in net. Too high.
Guardians are going to get there first.
Nice play by Squall. This is a relentless attack. And Rory made it in. We haven't seen a goal just yet. But could we see it here? Myrtle's in net. I don't know what they're doing. What happened there? Tusk! Hat trick!
It was thrown up high, and the defense just broke down.
I can't believe that. Guardians win 4-3. Tusk puts the team on his back. 3 goals, 1 assist, 1 save. And what a game! What a good first game we've seen. Win 4-3 in overtime against the Wolves. And we're about to get into our second game in a moment. We have Seekers versus Bombers now. And this is a pretty fantastic game we've seen. We've seen a lot of pretty big rivalry games. Seekers and the Bombers. Seekers are leading the series right now, though, by only 2 games right now. Good 16-14 in the series. And every game is usually close. And what are your picks for the game?
This game, if you base it off the record, you see the Seekers are 8-6, Bombers are 6-8, differential -8, Seekers differential +8. I'm actually gonna stick with the Seekers here. They're in a division with the Monarchs, who we'll see a little bit later, and they're just behind the Kodiaks, and for that second spot, they do have a playoff spot currently. I can see them pushing it back right in there right now. I think they're going to take this game by a score of 4-2. I think it's going to be a pretty dominant performance from them.
I mean, this is where it all really collides. You have opposites, really. You have the best defense in the league, and then you have the worst defense in the league. And then you're combining as well. You have the Bombers, who have a pretty upper tier offense now. They've been getting into the rhythm, averaging 3.5 goals per game. But I think Seekers are gonna barely win this. I think this is one of those games really where try to look at everything, and you think it's gonna go. You think it's gonna go in the Seekers' direction, but this is a game where the Bombers could potentially control. Really, the Bombers, they have Wasteland. Wasteland is known for having like the most chaotic games ever.
And if you want to look at the betting for this game, we have an over-under of 5.5, and we have Seekers at +1.5. Or, my bad, I read that wrong. We have Bombers at +1.5. With an over-under of 4.5.
And we're going to take a look at the fan prediction before we get into the game. Seekers right now have a little bit of an extra lead. 69% of people voted the Seekers to win. Meanwhile, The Bombers 31%, I think. The 31% really encapsulates really how close this game might be. But I think there's a little bit of some attention really. And here we are, Seekers and Bombers. You always be ready for them. Taking a look at the lineups: Boomer, Poncho, and Bandit for Seekers. Over the unique lineup there.
This could be an instant goal.
Already Sentis.
That might be one of the fastest goals. That might be one of the fastest goals to start a game in history of the RLAIS. That's just 3 seconds in.
Those kickoff goals, you never know. Bombers, we have Sentis, Roundhouse, and Storm. Storm, one of those low-profile players that sometimes you don't know when they're gonna have a good game, but when they do, they really shine. What's Poncho doing? Poncho trying to give some life to the Bombers' offense early. Already allowing one goal, and it was off the kickoff. Usually, you don't really see that with the Seekers. That was their third goal they've allowed off the kickoff all season. They're leading the league in that statistic.
Oh, and he missed the open net.
That's gonna hurt a lot, but I wouldn't be too worried if I was the Bombers. The Seekers' offense is they don't really know how to play offense. Really, I've heard that they might fire their offensive coach if they keep them with this production. Roundhouse over the middle, Bandit, nice save. And when you're taking a look at these lineups, you can see Poncho, you know they're good defensively. Bandit and Boomer, they're known for some great defensive plays.
Everyone seems to have those more balanced cards with the balanced hitbox. Good on defense, good on offense, or kind of in the middle there.
Ooh, and Poncho ties it up. What happened
Once again, with one of those staple plays of the year, that high center. Right to a teammate. And it's
You've seen a ton of those. The defense is going to have to learn really how to effectively defend against it, because that's what the Hedgehogs have been using all season. And here we go, Sentis. Just like that. Second goal of the day, just off the kickoff. And that is not how you want to go out, really, being the Seekers. 2 quick goals, and they're playing from behind yet again. Ooh.
They've left somebody in net this time.
What is Poncho doing? Sentis with a hat trick. What are you doing? The coaches, you can hear him yelling right now. Poncho is like, they might have to investigate for throwing after that one. Like, what was he doing?
I think it was just some panic there. He didn't expect Sentis to get that shot off, and then I think he panicked. I think he'll be back. Oh, what? What
this is one of the weird
goal.
goals of the season. You can hear it. It bounces off of Roundhouse, and that's a free goal.
I thought that bounced off Poncho or his teammate, but
for all you gambling addicts around here, the game is now over. Has hit the over.
This is an over that was probably not the greatest line. We're just realizing.
Yeah, because so this is Boomer, nice hit away. You have to realize the Bombers have the worst defense in the league. So I'm pretty sure if you're the Seekers, you're confident you can at least get back into the net 2 more times. It's just about playing defense at this point.
You think they're gonna go for it here? I think. Oh no. Counterattack.
Nice play by Honcho's having a good game right now, leading the team. Storm is having a really quiet game. Roundhouse! And the Secret defense is looking to be faltering, allowing fourth goal of the day. Roundhouse, not really known for his offensive abilities. Picking up his first goal of the game.
Oh, a powerful attack by the Bombers.
Nice hit away by Boomer. Picking up their first save of the night. Oh, they had an opportunity there. Roundhouse was looking like they were going to leave net, but now Seekers are kind of in urgency mode. Roundhouse, too high.
Oh.
Storm is coming in. Not very much, but sent his fourth goal of the day. Storm picks up their first assist.
Let's take a look at the shots on goal too. 9-2 in favor of the Bombers. That is just wild.
This is something that you wouldn't really expect. Really, the Bombers they're last in the league for allowing shots. And Storm, 6-2. This game has gotten ugly, and it looked like we're just shutting down early, and they're just getting ready for the next game.
But they gotta realize, point differential is a tiebreaker, so they need to stop allowing goals.
So far, we've seen some pretty moderately high-scoring games. 6 goals put up by the Bombers. And
this could go.
Oh, they're just gonna I think they're kind of just burning clock at this point.
Oh, just high.
I don't even know if they really want to score anymore. They're just kind of just wasting clock. Roundhouse getting in there. Storm, nice save. Storm is finally getting back into the groove of things late in the game after a quiet start. Bandit had a pretty nice shot, but opportunity, but really couldn't take it, and the Bombers win 6-2.
Lights out performance right there.
Roundhouse getting Trader. And here we are, 6-2. And we have one more game today. And we're not going to be disappointed about this one. Game of the night. John Crowers, ranked number 2 Monarchs, facing off against the number 3 Hedgehogs. One of the most anticipated games this week. And this is going to happen right here. This is something you otherwise won't have to pay $15 on RLAIS Pass to really see this, but this time you're seeing this for free. So all I'm gonna say, man, like, you should be something to be really happy about.
And make sure you tune in tomorrow night as well. You get to see, to start things off, 9-5 Express leading Group D, and 7-7 and the 7-7 Skyhawks who lead Group B.
Exactly, and here we go. And let's talk about picks real quick before we get into the game. What's your pick?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna. Oh, this is a tricky one. I think I'm gonna have the Hedgehogs taking this one. Hedgehogs. I think they've shown signs of slowing down, but I still think They're that one of those best teams in the league. I think they're going to pull it off by a score of 6-5.
Okay, I see you. Honestly, I got Monarchs, really. Monarchs. I think the Monarchs right now, they're rapidly really accelerating. Really, they're on the team's on the rise. Got a new head coach after last season's catastrophe. And here they are. They're making value about their using their talent wisely. And honestly, I got Monarchs. They're gonna win in the high-scoring game, 7-6. And this is at Monarchs' home stadium, Utopia Coliseum. Tough place to play at. We've seen many games played here, and they don't usually end well. Yeah, I think we're going to take a look at the fan prediction. Hedgehogs have a slight favorite on the Monarchs, 57-43. What are your thoughts?
I think that's justified. I think any of these games can go either way on those fan predictions. I think that is a very justified fan pick.
And here we are, getting right into it now. This is the game of the night. Be ready.
The line is Monarchs at plus 0.5 or at minus 0.5. So just to basically win the game, and the over/under 9. 9.5.
Hedgehogs, Hollywood, he was questionable going to the game, but he actually played in the end. Homer and Chipper. Monarchs have Stinger, Heater, and Caveman. I think this is going to be a duel, really, between Stinger and Hollywood, two of the league's greats.
Oh, and looks like Chipper almost stopped his own team's pass.
Nice hit away by Stinger. Stinger, can they already get a goal? Nice save by Foamer. And that's launched the other way.
What a post pinch right there. That is crazy.
And here we go. Stinger. And that's how we begin it. Monarchs 1-0. And Foamer, he can't do anything there. Does arrive to the scene way too late. And that's a interesting way to begin it off, really.
You've got Hollywood in MVP conversation, by the way, playing in this game. One of the front runners.
I think Stinger, too, is up there, really. Heater! Foamer! Nice save!
He's got 2 big ones in the game.
And when he thought the Hedgehogs didn't have a defense, 2 great saves.
Oh, what a pinch by Hollywood. There's Foamer. That is a disappointing sequence.
This is something to get hyped up to. Nice high center, Hollywood. Chipper! Nice play. Here we go, Chipper. Heater tried to get a stop there, but really couldn't. And here we are. Yes, sir, Chipper. Nice hit. You could already see maybe another goal, maybe, but Heater's gonna hit it away.
Huge bump in the backfield.
Hollywood only has 2 touches, really, and Heater, nice shot there. Foamer is proven to be clutch tonight. Taking home 3 big defensive stops. Ooh, Hollywood's first shot on the day.
You'd like to see a little bit more out of him. He's supposedly one of the top guys. Hasn't really done much. He's had a bit of that controversy earlier in the year, but he said he's turned it around. We'll have to see about that.
Ooh, Hollywood! Nice save! Oh, can Hollywood pick up the goal here? Hollywood! Hedgehogs lead 2-1. Nice, just dribbling it. Stinger was in net. I don't know what Stinger was doing, just put it in reverse. And that's how you lose.
I think he anticipated him to go short side, but he went far side on him.
Here we go, Stinger. Two 2-1 game. This is a lot more low scoring than anticipated.
If you took the under, you're in good shape, as that was 9.5.
Hollywood, nice save there. Can he? This is really a good showing by the Hedgehogs defense here. A lot of doubters out there, and when you're playing one of the premier offenses in the league, that's when you know you can get something going. But this is also showing for the Monarchs defense, also one of the best in the league. That's why John Crowder's ranked them in the number 2. Here we go. 1 minute to go right now. Only 3 goals have been scored. And it is time, really, for the Monarchs offense to finally wake up here.
Yeah, they've done nothing
Chipper!
at all.
Caveman! Chipper yet again with a nice goal. Take a look at a replay. Caveman had a nice save. Chipper just arrived back in the scene. There was no one else really to help him. And it's a 3-1 game. Monarchs in big trouble. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Chipper. Caveman, they need it. They need something going.
Oh, it almost got by Chipper there. This could be a goal.
They no boost really, and they need a center. They need it. What are they doing?
Centered it, but there was
That's
nobody
probably
there.
game. That's probably it.
They centered it, but Heater left the front of the net. I don't know what Heater was doing.
Fomer, first goal of the game for them, and this game is over. 4-1 Hedgehogs.
Whoa.
This game is so done. Hedgehogs defense holding the Monarchs only 1. Not something we're expecting all day. And here we go. Hedgehogs, they move up to 11-4. Monarchs, they end that. Their win streak is snapped, and they're going down to 10-5. What are your thoughts about this game?
I think it was a pretty close game up until that end, and the Monarchs just ran out of gas, which is weird considering they were at home this game. Hedgehogs had to travel there, but Monarchs just ran out of gas. They had a good center, but it looked like they just left the front of the net. The defense on both sides is pretty good, though. I will have to say that.
Yeah, this is definitely a surprising defensive showing by both teams. Not something you were expecting, really. And we'll have a little bit of a post-game show, and then we're gonna wrap it up. What are your thoughts about the games overall?
I think it was a good 3 games. We got started off with a bang with that overtime thriller game, having the Guardians winning that game against the Wolves. It was a hard-fought game, and then the Bombers just rout the Seekers overall. I think the game that stood out to me the most was that Bombers Seekers game. Seekers 8-6, Bombers 6-8. But what do you know? They win by 4. It's a huge game to try and get them back on track in their division. I think that was very good from the Bombers right there.
Yeah, I think the Bombers right now, they're one of the hotter teams in the league. They came off to a really bad start, one of the worst offense and the worst defense in the league, but their offense finally showing some light, and their defense came back as well. And then now they're still only 2 games back, assuming the Express lose tomorrow. So there's a lot the Bombers have to play for. The Rovers, on the other hand, it was heard there was leaked audio of the Rovers head coach getting really mad after a loss recently. What are your thoughts about it?
I think that's pretty justified after a game like this. I mean, what do you want to do? They've been kind of up and down, or mainly up, but they've had their downs. They are now 10-5. They were 10-4. They had a slow start. They turned it around, but I think getting mad seems justified. But if you really dive deeper into it, I think a plus 17 differential, 57 goals, only 40 allowed. I don't think you can be that mad.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Destroyers now have the #1 defense in the league. Not even allowing 2.5 goals per game. And this, in Group D, it was looking to be a pretty bad division. Almost every single team right now has negative differential, but it's looking like it's going to heat up in the next few weeks, really. What are your thoughts about Group D?
I think Group D is going to be very, very competitive. At the moment, you have 2 playoff teams as well. You've got the Express obviously winning the division, and then in one of the final wild card spots, you've actually got the Destroyers sneaking in there with that differential, helping them out a bit. I think that's going to continue. Destroyers playing well. I think they are going to be a playoff team this year. I think maybe even the Bombers could be in there. I think the Rovers, if they can get back on track, Rovers started out 4-0, and they lost 7 in a row, got 1 win, then lost their next 2. I think all 4 of those teams have a potential to be a playoff team. I think that this might be one of the more interesting divisions in the entire league.
Yeah, it's probably the closest division as a whole, really. I think maybe Group F has it too. But Group D right now, everyone's still in the running.
Yeah, and if you want to throw in Group B as well, but I mean towards the bottom, Pharaohs at one point were winning that division. They're now 5-9, and they seem to be completely out of it. They have been playing like garbage as of late. Same with the Phantoms and the Rebels. Skyhawks been moving on up. But I think Group D will be the closest division, because you got the Rovers in last, and the Rovers in last I don't think will continue. They are one of the better teams in the league.
I'm surprised they're actually last right now. They're projected to be a playoff team at least. That was not something you're expecting, really, today.
And in the rankings, the preseason predictions, you had the you had the Rovers actually at 55-60, which with a differential of -2, which was, it's not very good, but I think a lot of people expecting them to defy those predictions. A lot of fans thought that was false because they actually won the league not too long ago. But projected 55-60, I think that's a reasonable prediction. Looking at it now, you do have the Express winning that, projected to win that division at 66-49, and I think that is also very justified. I think these predictions might be very good with Group D. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, but there's a lot of times he played. There's 115 games in a season, and really, it's really early on right now. You don't really know what to truly expect. because it's a long season. Injuries happen, and you go on hot streaks, you go on cold streaks. Sometimes I'm betting the Wolves, I'm betting the Hedgehogs. They're gonna be losing. They're gonna be losing a ton of games too. They're gonna go on hot streaks. They're gonna go on cold streaks. It's just a matter, really, about where you're gonna be at when it gets to the end of the season. By the time we're 100 games into this.
Yeah, and let's shift focus over to Group A. Group A, every single team in that division was projected to have a playoff spot, but the Wolves winning that division 68-47, Mammoth 67-48, followed by the Knights 63-52, and then Blacklight 62-53. Knights severely underperforming, 3 wins through 14 games. They're 3-11. That is not where you want to be for a team who is projected a pretty high playoff seed.
I think the Knights are already done this season. I think their team, they have no fight. We saw that most recently, actually, when they last played. I pulled up film last night. I was watching it when they played the Wolves. Actually, I didn't see any fight in them. They looked lost. They didn't look like they wanted to be in here. Even following against a big win against the Force, like, I don't know what they were doing. And honestly, I think their coach is gonna get fired eventually.
I think that's very true for not only them, but the Tornadoes as well, projected to win Group F, not performing as well. There could be a lot of firings taking place in the next coming weeks.
Okay, we have one. We're gonna wrap up thoughts, and I think we're gonna close it out. But what do you think is the best team at right now? After watching a few games now.
After tonight, this is a question because I think a lot of teams are good at specific things, but honestly, I gotta go with the Hedgehogs. Hedgehogs were one of those top teams earlier on, and now they are looking like even more like one of those top teams. I even put them over the Guardians right now, even though the Guardians have a better record. Hedgehogs, better differential. I think they're gonna get back on track, and I think they are the best team in the league by far.
I think it's close. I think honestly, I think the Guardians are winning close games, but especially in the league where you kind of just all you have to do is kind of win. I think the Hedgehogs won pretty convincingly against the Monarchs, which are really good. They're one of the best teams, of course. And I think at this point, I think the Hedgehogs have a little bit of a slight lean, but the Guardians, when we see that matchup, we have to be ready for it, because that's going to be a blockbuster game. That's going to be, and we have quite a bit until that happens, actually. We have a few weeks, actually. And I think they've already played. The last time the Hedgehogs played the Guardians, it was a high-scoring classic where the Hedgehogs went 8-6. And they're both teams that have high-powered offenses but terrible defenses. Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered everything really well.
And that's going to be it. You don't want to miss out RLAIS channel. Watch, and also you can pay $10 and you have the RLAIS season pass for a lifetime. Z Fuel as well. Use code THV. You can get 15% off on a can of Z Fuel. Something that can get your driving game up. Something you can get your running game up. You can use Z Fuel before you play football. But after that, I think that's it. Have a great